This is the story of my hundreds of attempts to get on the top of the scoreboard using only throwing items, without any pocket medics, without capturing a single point, all whilst being on a busy server. The only weapons I'm allowed to use are the flying guillotine and the rap assassin. Every other weapon is banned, and I can't even injure players with other weapons. During this challenge, I learned some crazy tricks that made these weapons actually viable, whilst also uncovering a huge shock about one of these weapons near the end of the challenge that changed everything. Now, you may be wondering why I'm torturing myself with this challenge. Well, firstly, back in 2018, I competed in competitive TF2 as a scout main in one of the top divisions in Europe. My role was to protect the medic at all costs, and when there was no fight going on, I was sitting at the back building Uber with the Boston Basher, while the other scouts playing would have all the fun hitting these insane shots of the rap assassin. Recently, I've been thinking of getting back into competitive TF2, and I'm looking to play a more aggressive role, meaning I'll need to use the rap assassin, but this seemed like a fitting challenge. Another reason is that I want to give the scout class some flair. In competitive TF2, people release these amazing frag videos, a bit like COD montages. The soldier mains always got the most views though, with their cool air shots and crazy market garden kills. But scout mains never had any frag movies that were aesthetically cool. I want to change this, and to do so I need to master scout's hardest weapon to use, the rap assassin. To motivate me in this challenge, I gave myself 5 sub-challenges to complete too. Get a 5 kill streak with each of the throwing items, hit a juicy air shot that defies the laws of physics, kill a full health heavy in a 1v1, make someone rage quit, and destroy a sentry with the rap assassin ornament. You may be wondering, Amic, a scout has loads of throwing items, why are you only limiting yourself to these 2? I want to make this challenge purely skill based, and just farming assists using the milk would be too boring. I also think the lack of damage from using the mad milk would actually make this challenge impossible anyway. One extra caveat for this challenge is that I decided that a busy server would constitute of 16 or more people to maximize my attempts of this challenge, as many casual matches average from 16 to 22 people. In anticipation of this challenge, I bought a strange flying guillotine and a strange rap assassin from the Steam market to begin to track how many kills I can get throughout this challenge. Now, the cheapest rap assassin on the market turned out to have the cringiest name of all time, so please don't judge me. Now, we start on day 1. At first, I felt very excited due to how satisfying it is to hit a single shot with these weapons. My first game started on Harvest, and this is when I realized this challenge might be impossible. I missed every throw, and by the first round of the King of the Hill map, I was already 40 points behind the top scorer. But I did end the round with 1 kill, my first kill. Well, the guy killed himself, so my strangers didn't even record the kill. Why on earth did I even buy these strangers? All I get is assists or finish shots, no full kills at all. I ended my game with only 13 points right at the bottom of the scoreboard, a whole 76 points behind the top scorer. After a few more games, I landed on a Harvest game where I began to hit a few good shots and got to a strong start, putting me near the top of the scoreboard. It was only good for a few minutes, and then it was absolutely trash for the rest of the game. And what made things even worse is that I would end up doing some really good damage, but again only get an assist for my hard work. Although I felt like I improved in this match, I ended up getting the exact same amount of points as the first map of Harvest, with only 13 points, all the way down the bottom of the scoreboard. Because I realized I was farming so many assists in this challenge, I bought a strange cosmetic and attached a strange assist counter to it so I could track how many kills I'm actually involved in. Moving on to day 2. After enduring a load of bots making my life a lot harder, I eventually stumbled upon a few games of King of the Hill Nucleus. This map is a scout gold mine and was actually the map I top scored using only a fish on my first ever YouTube video. The open nature resulted in myself getting a load of kills and winning a load of 1v1s against free-to-play pyros. I had some close calls of almost killing a level 3 sentry, but just missed out on fulfilling this sub goal. It's weak, no! And NG on my team made this map a lot easier as well, because he somehow found this crazy glitch which basically allowed him to build a level 3 sentry in the wall next to the enemy spawn, making it way easier for me to finish off people who are already damaged. I managed to reach 33 points in 1 round, which is a new personal best, and I even almost hit 5k damage in a single game. A highlight was when I managed to take down a mini sentry engineer in a 1v1, which is even hard to do for a normal scout with an actual scattergun. This was still nowhere near the top of the scoreboard, but the doubling of my points best total made Nucleus a prime target map. Later on in day 2, I had an early attempt on Brazil, but it never really worked out. Although the map is a King of the Hill map, the map is way too condensed, with too many tight corridors making it really hard to detect and play on weak enemies. This is especially worse when there's a sentry in the only open area of the map. Although I did join a little late, I absolutely bombed and only scored 1 point. Brazil sucked for this challenge, and also I suck at this challenge. But later on, I was hitting some crazy cleavers and ornament throws on Con King, and this led to me almost achieving one of my sub goals, the 5 kill streaks on a single weapon. My team were dominating so much that I actually got a 6 kill streak on my weapons combined, but only a 4 kill streak on the flying guillotine, meaning this doesn't really count. Also, the server was quite empty, so I probably wouldn't have counted it anyway. I was slowly getting more consistent, winning some more 1v1s, for example against this guy, but the standout highlight in this session was this kill. I have no idea how I even hit this shot. What? Where did I get that kill? This was a complete accident. You see this soldier here? Well, my missed cleaver actually airshotted that soldier. I got some compliments in chat for that one too, but I won't count this as a huge airshot because I want this to be on purpose. Later on, the server eventually went to Sawmill and everyone slowly left because it's Sawmill, of course. I did hit an alright airshot on this soldier, but it wasn't really good enough to fulfill my sub goal. But the emptying of this server proved to be super important in this story. Everyone left on this Sawmill server apart from this one sniper called Duduka. Without even agreeing to it, we 1v1 in this casual Sawmill server for about an hour. We played for long enough that I legit noticed both our aim and movement improving. We were both hitting some nasty shots. He proved to be a super nice guy, so I told him about my challenge and I linked him my channel so he can find this video. So basically, I say thank you to Duduka. He's really helped me in my 1v1s and this will actually really help me in the future of this challenge. Sometimes in life, it's just nice to have someone to practice with. Now, moving on to day 3. This was pretty unsuccessful in terms of getting anywhere near my goal. I started the day by joining a casual game where there were so many medics on the other team. This basically rendered me useless. The heals counted me way too hard, but I did manage to fulfill some of my sub goals. I managed to kill a full health heavy on my own, which took a bit of persistence. The fight took so long that I had to focus more on dodging the other players trying to kill me rather than dodging this clueless heavy.
It's heavy if I do this wisely. He seems confused. He seems super confused. Okay, I've probably still got a lot of damage that needs to be done. This pyro's an issue. Yes, I killed my first heavy. It's literally like a 1 minute fight. Oh my god.
I actually killed him twice this game, but the second time was a quick finisher. So, 1 goal down, and I was actually close to taking out a few sentries too, and finally managed to take down a level 1 sentry. It was a complete accident, but I will take this win too.
God, I killed a sentry! That was a complete accident.
Goal 2 down.
Sentry down!
Playing with these weapons is super strange, by the way. Sometimes there's an NG completely oblivious of me and I can't hit a single shot on him, but then sometimes I just don't miss and consistently get kill streaks against aware players trying to kill me. It just makes no sense. In terms of the main goal of top scoring on the server, day 4 was a massive L. I played for about 4 hours and didn't even get remotely close to top scoring. I was either getting destroyed by armies of bots, destroyed by snipers, or destroyed by the server having too many engineers, holding off most of the map. As you can tell, as a scout main, I just hate engineers. I even managed to top score on my team somehow, but this was nowhere near top scoring on the server, which is the main aim of this video, despite being the 3rd top damager on this server, by the way. However, there were some cool events this day, with even another sub goal being fulfilled. The first event being that I had a lot of cool kills, like these air shots on these soldiers, but still not up to my standard with my air shot sub goal, and this cool predicted kill on this invisible spy. But the main event of the day, of course, was this sub goal. I got a 5 kill streak on 1 weapon, the flying guillotine.
It must be weak. Nice. Nice. Oh! Oh my god, I got my 5 kill streak on a single weapon. Woo!
One thing I did realize is that health kits are a double-edged sword in this challenge. They cancel out the bleeding effect, making my efforts effectively useless. But at the same time, I often use the health kit to get so many kills. When a player's weak and wanting to get health, it is a lot easier to aim for the health kit and get a load of easy kills. Camping out and playing around health kits is actually a tip given many years ago by one of the best soldiers in the world called Blaze. So it's a good tip to use in all aspects of TF2. I didn't manage to get anyone to rage quit for the rage quit sub goal, but this guy wanted a peace treaty, to which I agreed to. I also ended the game still nowhere near the top of the scoreboard. I was pretty late into the night, so I decided it was best to call it a day. There definitely should be some kind of primary weapon that decreases the regeneration time for thrown items to respawn. They respawn a lot quicker, so you can create a sort of ninja scout subclass. Maybe a version of the Force of Nature that does 1/4 of the damage, but projects you really high in the sky and also allows you to regenerate these thrown items a lot quicker. Scout is one of those classes that you never really need to change your playstyle depending on your unlocks, and it can make the class really repetitive and boring. So it would be super fun to play and make Scout much less dimensional if we had this sort of ninja scout subclass. Day 5 is where the challenge drastically became less fun. I finally got queued up to a control point match where my whole team were racist mic spamming cheaters. They all left at the same time, so the server emptied out pretty quickly. Day 5 was the day with some of my worst performances in this challenge, just chilling at the bottom of the scoreboard every game. Also, for some reason, people who play King of the Hill refuse to play any map but Harvest, so I just played hour after hour of Harvest. Why don't people vote for any other maps? Some of these maps are way better than Harvest. I just don't understand. What made things worse in Day 5 was that most of these games of Harvest were filled with millions of sentries to make my day even worse. You can tell it just wasn't my day by the timing of this health kit spawn 1 second after I died.
Bruh.
However, Day 5 was crucial to this challenge. 2 great moments followed by an epitome made this day worth it. The first moment was watching this scout try to heal his bleeding wounds with milk. I just found it funny. And the second moment was that I managed to complete another sub goal, the rage quit goal. I spent a few Harvest games annoying the sniper with my throwing weapons and killed him a few times. I felt bad because as a sniper, the last thing you need is being harassed by a scout constantly. But after one more kill, he raged at me in the chat and then instantly left. I classify that as a rage quit.
Oh, yes! Well, at least I achieved something today.
I was actually surprised how quickly I managed to finish these 4 different sub goals without even getting close to top scoring. Something I reflected on in this awful day was that it's a lot easier to hit shots on new players, and you can often see if a player is new by looking at their lack of cosmetics and by their basic movement styles. I only have a limited amount of throws per minute and have to spend a lot of time waiting for my weapons to respawn, so it's best to ignore any good players that could dodge my throwing weapons and put all my focus onto the new players who are less aware and easier to hit. I began Day 6 with a new tactic, to only queue for 5 CP maps in hope that my team will roll the enemy, resulting in the game ending quick enough that if I had gotten a few kills early, I would top score. So firstly, I ended up on a gully wash and my team got absolutely rolled. I didn't even get a single kill because even when I connect some throws, the enemy team has a medic and I get destroyed. The next map was Sunshine and that turned into a stalemate, meaning there's no way I was top scoring, so I just left. I guess it's back to bloody Harvest, and my god, there were a lot of centuries in those Harvest games. One of the games of Harvest did begin to erupt into some giant Kizotsky kick that lasted about 5 minutes. I joined in because I've never seen so much of a casual matchmaking server erupt into a dance without someone ruining it after 1 minute. But after 5 minutes, someone of course finally managed to ruin the fun, and it even got auto-balanced to the other team to ruin the fun for the other team. There's always one killjoy, isn't there? Again, no one wanted to vote for any other map but Harvest, despite Nucleus being a goated map. But on the bright side, I did manage to complete my second last sub goal left, which was getting a 5 kill streak with the Rap Assassin in order to get a 5 kill streak on both of my weapons. So that's another sub goal down.
How did I get a 5 kill streak on the Rap Assassin? That's actually kind of crazy.
I also equaled my points personal best of 33 points, but I ended up taking a break and decided to hop on back later that evening. And my prayers were actually answered, but in the complete wrong way. I ended up in an endless loop of King of the Hill maps that were different to Harvest, but none of the good King of the Hill maps like Nucleus. I was just playing absolute trash like Cascade, Brazil, and Viaducts on repeat, just to torture me.
Nucleus, 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 no, Nucleus, 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 no, Cascade sucks.
And loads of medics on the other team in these games just to make it even worse. I was getting absolutely destroyed in this session and I was a regular visitor to the bottom of the scoreboard. Despite not getting very close to the top of the scoreboard, I did manage to top damage on my team twice, showing that I was getting so unlucky with the quality of team teammates in this day. The endless games of these awful King of the Hill maps actually resulted in me actually just missing Harvest, which is just ridiculous. On the bright side, I did have a load of good clips. This oblivious sniper trying to pre-scope me made me crack up. He completely had no idea that a scout could walk around him. And then there is just this scene, which is just ridiculous. This sniper and this medic spent about a whole minute just missing shots on me, whilst I also missed all my shots on the medic. This is a ridiculous thing. Yes, I killed him. This invisible spy predicted throw was also pretty cool. I ended my day ranking up my strange flying guillotine to spectacularly lethal, 275 kills on a single weapon. Near the end of this session, I realized I was starting to improve and hit way more of my shots, and although I wasn't getting anywhere near the top of the scoreboard, I felt at least a little bit of hope that I can probably do this if I get the right preconditions all to combine on the right day. Day 7 was pretty strange. I was pretty relaxed after having a 1-day break and wasn't too concerned with top scoring, and I realized whenever I was relaxed and wasn't too concerned about hitting every shot, I actually started to connect way more shots. It feels a lot like sniping, where if you relax and take your time with your shots, you begin to hit way more shots. But unfortunately for day 7, we didn't have any of the correct preconditions needed to top score. The wrong maps kept coming up, and then my teams kept getting dominated by the other team. On the bright side, I did hit a crazy air shot. Oh, what a hit! I really like this one, and I think it counts to beating my last sub goal of hitting a big air shot. Hopefully we can get a better one where we hit the same caliber of shot and it actually results straight away in a kill. This means by day 7, all of my sub goals have been completed. So that was actually a lot quicker than I thought it would be. Apart from that, on day 7, I still wasn't close to top scoring. Now day 8 was a super short session because I had a football game. The day started in Nucleus, which was super encouraging. I was really tired though, and I couldn't hit a thing, so I was nowhere near top scoring, of course. And people were impossible to hit today. Like, look at this scout 1v1 I tried to stop. They couldn't even hit each other. So how on earth will I be able to hit any of them too? I actually did have a good start on both Cascade and on Lazarus, but I never kept up the momentum because on every map there was someone who was just on another level, dominating the whole server like it was nothing. Like this guy and like this guy. The sheer time commitment of this challenge was beginning to add up, and it was shown in my strange weapons. Luckily for me, this car crash of the day was stopped early by my TF2 crashing, signaling me it was time for me to have a break. Not much happened in day 9. I tried to only queue for 5 CP maps, but I kept encountering stalematey maps with loads of sentries in which I cannot move without getting destroyed by a level 3 sentry. There was a ridiculously funny Badlands game that I really wanted to show you guys, and it ended in the dumbest way ever, but my OBS crashed, so I lost most of the footage for day 9. But apart from that crazy game I can't show you, the day was summarized with lots of bots, very high scoring players in the server not giving me a chance, and just me being bad at the game as usual. On day 10, I first took the approach of hopping between servers until I find the correct server with the correct preconditions. On day 10, I actually established what the correct preconditions were for me to have a chance in this challenge. I established that the correct preconditions were obviously at least 16 people to go and line up the rules of the game, no enemy medics, no sentries, a very quick moving game, and no players on the server that are very good and just dominate the whole server. I know, right? It's an absolute tall ask to find a server with all of these things, but it's my only shot. Like day 7, I had a few games that started strong, but I couldn't keep the momentum up. In this Harvest game, all my kills would just get stolen, and I've struggled to hit these snipers that moved in the very last second, straight after I've thrown my weapon. After more map jumping, I joined the Sunshine, where all the top scorers left, and I freaked out thinking, this is the one. But that didn't work either. This medic had way too many healing points. Honestly, since when did casual TF2 have so many medics? Where were they hiding all these years? Also, what on earth is this sentry spot? I did encounter one map that almost had all the preconditions: bad players, quick moving map, no sentries, but then they had this heavy medic combo which just ruined everything. I have no chance against a good heavy medic combo. The only two positives of day 10 was that I dominated one of the top scorers, and I also met a fan on the channel which gave me a bit of added motivation to continue this challenge. Now day 11 was the day I lost all hope but also gained all hope at the same time. I'll explain. After a few Harvest games where I pretty much hit every shot and I still bottom scored, I decided that this challenge is basically not possible if I don't allow capture points. Capture points are such a prominent source of points for most players, and it gives all the players on the server such an unfair advantage to outscore me. Additionally, my kills take so much longer than normal players due to the slow damage output of these weapons, making this challenge already hard enough. So half an hour into day 11, I decided to allow capture points. The maps where I basically top damage and not even get close to top scoring made me a bit more comfortable with this decision as well. To balance this rule out, I decided I need 2 new counter rules, which were no capture the flag allowed and no payload allowed, because getting capture points in these game modes is way too easy. One thing I like to do with my challenges is that I like to make them replicable for the public, because most of the public don't have access to a barrage of pocket medics. So as long as I don't use any pocket medics, completing this challenge will still be fulfilling for me. This decision began to give me a lot more hope, and as a result, this change of rules made me a lot more closer to the top of the scoreboard. Still really far behind the top scorers who usually dominate these servers, but much more consistently higher than my usual matches. Now, after all this practice and over 1,200 points on my grey bands, there was some hope. I still ran into games where they were just a nightmare, and I'd end up having like 1 point because there'll be 3 pocket medics healing 1 heavy or a pyro, but things were made better. For example, from this clip where I was trying to take advantage of killing an AFK Demoman while trying to dodge this Demonite for about 2 minutes. I have no idea how I managed to kill both of them, but my movement has definitely improved during this challenge, and I want to flex these skills next time I play competitive.
I need this kill. Is he not dead yet? Okay. Now we gotta kill this Demoman. We're just dodging him. In this map, you can dodge people really easily, at least. I've got to juke him. Oh my god. I might be able to win this. It's so ridiculous.
After a lot more server hopping in day 11, I encountered this one game that made me freak out and literally start shaking. I started a game of Cop Sujin very strong, getting 2 kills and cap points as soon as the game began. But annoyingly, this guy called Wild Potato was still outscoring me at the start and over the course of the game. I wasn't too excited because he took such a dominating lead that I felt I had no chance. But then after the second round, Wild Potato shockingly just left the server, making me only 4 points behind the top scorer with 1 round left. I knew this was a crazy opportunity for me, but the pressure reduced the accuracy of my throws so much, and this pyro called Spaghetti kept stealing all my kills. And due to my missed throws and some critical stolen kills, I just failed to top score by only 6 points, despite outdamaging all the other top scorers on the server significantly by about 500 damage. Looking at these numbers gave me the hope that I had the skills needed for this challenge. I was getting better. Now moving on to day 12. After an hour of not getting close to top scoring, usually due to just joining the wrong games, I began to edge myself much closer to the top of the scoreboard in some other games. There are obviously 1 or 2 people who just ran away with the game by about 10 to 15 points, but it made me believe that if I just stick to this and have a few more of my assists turn into kills and a few more capture points, I can have a chance to actually do this. I also noticed that if I am behind an enemy and they don't see me, I should take the risk and get as close as possible to them before throwing my weapons. This is because if a target is a lot closer, they become a lot bigger and they're a lot easier to hit, and I cannot afford to miss any shots. Unfortunately, this tactic is not always usable, as getting behind can sometimes be impossible, especially if there are sentries and other players guarding the back line. And because circumstances like that, this tactic didn't always work, and I did have my off games, like this game where I literally only got 0 kills in the whole game. But at the 2-hour mark of day 12, I had one of my closest games yet. I started very strong, getting some quick kills and cap points, but like a lot of games, I ended up burning out and losing a lot of momentum, and a few unlucky moments caused a few unplanned deaths, resulting in me to drop about 10 points below the top scorer. But this game was a bit different. Instead of giving up, I actually just grew a pair and just decided to try and come back. I began to climb back up the ranks and even hit this absolutely dirty kill. What a hit! What a hit! This streak rapidly got me to climb back 5 more points, leaving me only 5 points away from the top scorer. But annoyingly, this enemy sniper just kept hitting headshot after headshot, and I kept just dying. Then out of nowhere, the other team started to absolutely dominate us and lock us in our spawn, and this resulted in the enemy scout Magnus Walker to go on a mad one and outscore both of us anyway. I ended the game 10 points away from top scoring, but I held my head high. If I just played a little bit better on another day, this could have been the one, and I knew how to improve as well. If I was only a bit more patient in waiting to predict the enemy stray patterns, I would have killed so many more people this game, and just knowing you can improve just gives you so much hope. For the rest of day 12, I didn't get any closer than that, but I did end day 12 with 500 kills on my flying guillotine. Day 13 was a very uneventful day. The main events was this day is that I had a big head start again, and then didn't manage to top score again. But at least on this day, I got a load of really strange reactions to my throwing kills, and here is a quick compilation of those reactions.
So skilled. Jesus. Main sex.
Moving on to day 14, and after all my hours of TF2, I never realized a cleaver was embedded into this map's design. Maybe this is foreshadowing that Cock King is the map I top score in. It was a bit of a struggle to find a game with 16 or more people on the server that wasn't infected by bots in day 14, so as a result, the day was full of a lot more harvest. Woo! But I did have a close call to top scoring on Kop Sujin. Despite getting destroyed by a bot early on in this game, as soon as the bot got kicked, I started to hit some good throws down this bridge area, and thanks to the mobility provided by the force of nature, I was edging near the top of the scoreboard. I even managed to get a 4 kill streak, but unfortunately there was a heavy being pocketed by a medic who was farming points called White Wizard, who loved the capture point as well, just to make things even worse. So even after a 4 kill streak on a server with only 16 people, I finished third, just shy of the top scoring spy called Argued. A good spy on this challenge basically makes my efforts useless because they get double points per backstab. In this game, I didn't really outdamage the people who outscored me, so I didn't feel too hard done by. I actually had a second game against White Wizard on Badlands too, where I even outdamaged him, top damaging in the whole server, but he still outscored me by 4 points. So in that one, I felt pretty hard done by. I blame my team getting dominated in this match, meaning I couldn't even get any cap points, and White Wizard could just sit there in the middle of the points and farm kills with his medic and his cap points. I was impressed with how well I managed to maneuver around the back line and kill off all the stragglers throughout this game. I was really hitting my shots and maneuvering around the map strongly. On day 14, I even managed to get 17 kills in a game, which is usually way more kills than I usually get, and was pretty much level with the amount of kills the best players on the opposite team were getting. However, this was on a server with only 13 people on it. Now, near the end of day 14, I had my far best performance. The game was back and forth between two teams, meaning I could constantly farm defense points and cap points. I was getting loads of assists and kills too. Everything I threw connected. Unfortunately, I still got outscored by 2 players on the blue team, getting double everyone else's points. I just couldn't find a server on day 14 with the right preconditions, so despite playing really well, I couldn't even get close to top scoring. As you can tell by my clips, my playstyle naturally changed without me even thinking about it, and it was almost working. I now spend most of my time in these maps very close to the capture point, so I can maneuver in and out with defend points and capture points. I approach the style of hanging out on the sides within a range where I can see the enemies engaging on the point, and then deciding to engage once I see some damage has been done or if the point is about to be captured so I can get some defend points or capture points. Moving on to day 15, I started the day randomly crafting refined metal and accidentally crafted 3 refined together to make a horrific head splitter, which was just a sign, surely. So I had to equip it for good luck. After cycling every other map that wasn't Sujin or Harvest, just for some variety, but then quickly realizing all other King of the Hill maps are covered top to bottom in bots, I had to settle for a casual Harvest game. I started off strong, getting loads of capture points and even hitting this filthy air shot on this soldier trying to get away from me. Oh, I got him in the air. But it went downhill. A man called Ruslan was annihilating my whole server as I fed Demoman, and I kept getting destroyed by this bloody insane Huntsman sniper. I was nowhere near top scoring. Now, despite getting 2 early kills in the next Harvest game and literally hitting most of my shots, I couldn't top score, but I was defo up there with 19 kills and 8 assists. I was now a regular member of the top dogs of the scoreboard, which just shows the progress I've made with this new approach of sticking to the side of the point, and obviously my aim has just gotten so much better. But progress is not the only thing we need. We need progress and a lot of luck, and it just wasn't my lucky day. I was getting destroyed by snipers, mini sentries, I was missing crucial cap points, and I even queued with a team of only classic snipers who ran around in a little trio missing every shot. They were basically one organism. To be honest, those 3 snipers were quite funny to watch, but not what I needed after 45 hours of trying to do this challenge at this point. Despite this, I was constantly positive. The last game of the session was one of my best opportunities. If you look at the casual ranks of the server, there weren't any major threats, just lots of silver ranks. And it started great with 2 easy snipers to prey on. But despite top scoring on my team, there were 2 threats called Goddamn and Snoopy, who just outclassed the rest of the server. After this, I gave up because I was getting too tired and my luck was just getting worse and worse. I also ended up passing over 2,000 points earned on my strange grey bands, which showed how many hours I've been putting into this challenge, seeing as I sometimes only get 13 points in some of these games. Remember this clip from Meet the Sniper? Now let's see my recreation of this at the start of day 16 in this hellhole of a harvest game. Day 16 was really bad. My tier 2 kept crashing, and later on in that day, I kept getting these awful teams, and then also I had these spies blocking my escape routes at the most inconvenient times. I briefly tried to play another map that wasn't Harvest, but no one wants to play any other King of the Hill map in TF2. When I got back on Harvest, this one sniper basically just farmed me alongside the whole server, making my 2 dominations irrelevant. This attempt in day 16 was 11 points off top scoring, so nowhere near at all. The only cool thing about day 16 was that I found out that if you throw a cleaver at certain taunting enemies, it goes straight through them and doesn't damage them at all. Good old Valve making a really glitchy game. Day 17 is where I started to get very frustrated. My PC was getting filled with over 50 hours of footage now, and I was running out of space on my PC, and I was deleting all my other games just to make a little bit more space. I was really against the clock now. I only have a few more hours of space left on my computer and all my hard drives before I just can't edit this challenge together. I was constantly near the top of every game I play now, but I just couldn't touch 1 or 2 people on the server who were just on another level. What's worse is that I started most of my games really strongly, getting 4 kills within the first minute and contesting the people at the top of the leaderboard, and yet I always failed to keep my consistency throughout the game. To make sure that I top score, I basically need to consistently get points every 20 to 30 seconds. I pretty much can't miss shots, meaning the lack of consistency I was experiencing throughout these games resulted in myself losing a lot of motivation. On the contrast, the next game started horribly, and I was getting caught out by bots, but through the use of playing around the point and the sentry, I started to get loads of kills and even dominated a few people and got loads of assists. I ended the map so close to top scoring by only ended the game 6 points off top scoring. I was so close. And before you mention that snipers are an easy kill and I can just farm them, this is usually not the case. On a map as open as Harvest, the snipers are usually guarded by a nearby enemy, and I need to hit 2 shots in the sniper to stand a chance of killing them. Usually they freak out from the bleeding after I hit my first shot and then de-scope. Then I need to somehow hit a shot on a sniper who's running around like a headless chicken. And for these situations, you really need to take your time and predict their movement so you can hit every shot. Also, snipers on Harvest and on most other maps are usually camping next to health kits. So all they need to do is migrate to that health kit, and then I have no chance to beat them, negating all my hard work. Due to this newly added time pressure I was on day 18 I started to play on another level. I began to really put my new playstyle I adopted on day 14 to practice and really optimize how I navigated around Harvest. I was dancing around the point using my force of nature, dipping in and out of the point, getting loads of cap points, defense points, and focus all my throws on people inside the center shed. I was a lot more conservative with how I threw my weapons and waited for people to go inside the center shed before I threw them. This is because the enemy have a lot less space to dodge me if they're in the confines of this small shed. The clip you just saw was when I joined the server super late and decided just not to miss for some reason. I gained 27 points in one single round, which was just insane, but me going Super Saiyan was just at the wrong bloody time. It shows when I have nothing on the line and I just relax, I play so much better. At the beginning of this day, I just realized I just really needed to learn to relax. The next game started up super strong, and I was 3 points off top scoring after just round 1. I was absolutely schooling the other team, but unfortunately I was playing against a sniper who did not miss. This sniper got a 10 kill streak earlier on and was just a bit too good for me, resulting in me just missing out on top scoring. The next game was even better. Everything I threw resulted in a kill in the early game, and after the first round I was 7 points off top scoring, but I was going 13 kills and 3 deaths. But this was then ruined by a bloody Demoman spawn camping me. On the bright side, I got a cool reaction off my antics of another Demoman, but I would have preferred if I just top scored. I played even better in the next game, ending the game with 22 kills, 13 assists and 12 deaths. But there were 4 other new joiners on this harvest that were just too strong, so I had to leave. I played the next game just as strongly too, ending with a 14-7 KD ratio. This game was a great display of how I focus on killing newer players who are easier to hit as well, and a great display of using the force of nature's mobility to get out of positions where I'll definitely die so I can quickly get health. From this clip, you can realize that I was actually putting all my improvement tips from this video for hitting these weapons consistently to practice. I was targeting less experienced players. I got up close and I took my time with my shots. I was playing almost perfectly, but when a soldier called Jenny is on a 12 kill streak, there's zero chance of top scoring. But the best attempt of the day was when I actually joined a functional nucleus server. Well, partially functional. There were a few bots, but they were kicked as quickly as possible. A nucleus map where I can actually capture the point is my dream map. My mobility on this map is so much better than it is on Harvest, and a lot of the map is centered around these narrow platforms, which makes it a lot harder for me to miss my throws. Now, at the start of this game, I was so confident I would top score. I got 7 really quick kills and some cap points, and I was topping the scoreboard by 2 points. I wasn't missing anything, but out of nowhere, a guy called Liberty Launcher Lover, who was a heavy for some reason and was pocketed by a medic, ended up storming the server and started spawn camping us and quickly overtook me. I did attempt to come back as a bot was killing him for a bit, but I wasn't able to outscore him, and there's other heavy too. Even though I consistently played well in every game, I just couldn't get over the line on day 18. I just needed to find one more way to improve that little bit more to beat this challenge. Now on day 19, I quickly found myself a Harvest game with a lot of strong players, resulting in myself not getting close as usual. However, after the first game of Harvest on that server, a lot of the good players contesting at the top of the scoreboard left, with only Ducko and Harvest Enjoy staying on the server. The less competition, the better. I had a chance, and my start of this game was terrible. I let this sniper get away due to my poor aim, and I kept missing on this heavy. There was also a mini sentry in an awful location, which really destroyed my hope for this game. After about 2 minutes in the game, all my points were only cap points and defense points. However, the kills and assists started to fly through by luckily hitting a low health heavy. With 1 kill, 2 assists, 2 captures and 2 defenses, I was near the top of the scoreboard with 8 points. I was very lucky that no one was really thriving in this server, keeping me near the top. At the end of the round, I only achieved 2 more points with additional defense and assists, meaning I was already 12 points behind one of the big dogs from the last game, Harvest Enjoyer. However, on round 2, I made sure I actually killed this sniper by taking my time with my shots, giving me a chance to come back, and followed this up by an assist on a heavy and another assist on this pyro. I kept the momentum up with a nice cap point and another quick assist on a pyro, and then this nice throw on this scout, resulting in a quick 6 points gained in the first minute of round 2. I was back, baby! Only 6 points behind. The good momentum continued even further, with myself getting a domination kill on this pyro and a cheeky defense points at the end of my life. And then on the next life, I just about clutched a capture point as soon as I spawned, proving the sheer usefulness of the force of nature, as if I didn't have this weapon, I wouldn't have got to the cap point in time. But after another assist and another domination kill on this pyro, I just missed a defense point, leaving me still 7 points behind another top dog, Felicia Gaming. I then began to step up my game even more, with some more cap points and a nice 1-2 combo on this jetpack pyro, and a defend and capture point. I was 6 points behind Felicia Gaming now. On some kills being stolen from myself due to my poor aim, which slowed me down a lot, I killed this pyro, placing me only 4 points behind Felicia Gaming now. But then Felicia Gaming started to farm kill after kill on sniper, making my defensive kill on this pyro irrelevant. I tried to reply with a capture point and a defensive kill, but I got myself killed when being only 4 points off top scoring in the final parts of the game, and my team was just too strong, resulting calling in the game to end early and me being only 3 points off top scoring. I was 3 points off. Oh, god damn it. I want to cry. Oh my god, I'm so close. As you can tell by my audio, I was devastated. All the preconditions were perfect, and if I didn't fluff my shots at the beginning or die when I was 4 points off top scoring, this would have been the game where I would have finally top scored. It could take hundreds of other games to get close to getting these preconditions again. On day 20, before I continued my challenge, my friends invited me to play a competitive tier 2 game against some top European players. It was during this match, one of them noticed I was below 90 FOV, which was super embarrassing. I had no idea my FOV settings reset, and I had no idea how long I had this setting on for. Also, during this game, I learned something shocking and upsetting about the rap assassin, which I'll reveal at the end of the video, and it's just insane. Now, as we get back to the challenge, after jumping servers for the first 30 minutes of the day, I stumbled among an empty harvest server, which suddenly received a giant surge of players, meaning after about 10 seconds on the server repopulated to above 16 people, with even more people joining the second after. By the time I got my first kill on this soldier, 18 people had joined the game, and I had a 3-point deficit to make up in order to catch up the other people who joined the server before me. Despite missing too many shots straight after my kill, I still felt confident I could catch the top scorer, who was already 6 points ahead. I then hit a nice shot on this pyro, tapped the point for a defense point, and then hit the pyro again to get a well-earned assist, and then quickly jumped onto the edge of the heart to get some well-earned cap points. I made sure I stayed on the edge of the point and not the middle, just in case someone bombed the point and killed me. I need easy escape routes. I then assisted the pyro who was top scoring, which wasn't ideal, and after getting a hit on this soldier, I got one more assist, ending the round 2 points off top scoring. The next round started slow, but I managed to make up for it by hitting a nice 1-2 combo on this soldier. I was almost devastated that my cap points got blocked, but luckily it was a trollger, so they had to jump away and let me cap. Thank God. And while killing the soldier, I managed to get some defend points, but a medic came to save the soldier, which takes away one of the main preconditions needed to win. I need no medics, so I migrated elsewhere in the map and I got an assist on this demo. Then my aim turned insane. I hit this pyro with the cleaver ball triple combo, and then turned around and instantly hit another 1-2 combo on this scout, which is why you should never play with 70 FOV, guys. And then while dodging another scout in a 2v1, I escaped and then got some cap points too, placing me on the top of the scoreboard. I was going 5 kills, 0 deaths, and 4 assists. Annoyingly, this medic killed me to end that amazing life, and then the next life, I instantly died to this sniper, who was my biggest threat on the server, by the way, 2 points behind me. He was farming headshots. My momentum was crashing down. People were not moving like a normal person, making it so hard for me to hit anyone. But as soon as I saw that this sniper caught up with me in points, my inner senses kicked in, and I tracked this soldier and took my time, resulting in an easy kill. After my 3rd death, I was tying with this Asian sniper. We both had 17 points each, but I instantly replied with some more capture points, and I had a near-death experience with this inconveniently placed Demonite, but I managed to escape and hit a 1-2 combo in this spy, which kept me level with the Asian sniper. Now, blue team needed to win this round for me to top score, because I can't consistently keep hitting all these shots. I was getting pretty lucky, to be honest, and we managed to capture the point to stop the red team winning a round, placing me at the top of the scoreboard by 3 points with only 90 seconds to hold my position. And then I hit this clutch fadeaway kill on the sniper who was contesting me at the top of the scoreboard. I was top scoring and I was freaking out. What a kill on the guy top scoring. What a fadeaway kill. It might be doable. Oh, but Simon's coming back. Oh, Radiosa. Oh god, you'd stop people going on crazy kill streaks. This is so close. Oh no. They've won a round, no. But then, in the turn of events, I forgot that the red team just needed to capture the point and then they'll win the round. And I should have protected the point, because now I've got to hold my position for another whole round with only a 2-point lead. I needed to detail and stay calm for this final round, but this was something I've never managed to do yet. After a few misses, I claimed my first assist of the round on my nemesis sniper, stopping him from getting any more points. Then straight after, I hit a 1-2 1-2 combo on this burning Demoman and another 1-2 combo on this soldier, getting a crucial kill and defense point after he killed me. I was going 10 kills, 5 deaths, and 6 assists, and I was leading the server by 4 points. I continued to step up in the next life by preying on this new soldier who loved the corner of the point and got a quick defend point without taking any damage, keeping me 6 points ahead of the server, going 11 kills and 5 deaths. After 2 more assists and then myself clutching some cap points while being on 2 HP, a guy called Simon just got a triple kill out of nowhere and was rapidly catching me. He was only 5 points behind me now. I couldn't make a single mistake. After grabbing a health pack, I hit a scout with a nice ornament shot to get an assist, grabbed another defend point, and then lined up a nice close combat shot onto this soldier, getting me another kill and defense point. Looks like my calmness with taking my time with this shot really paid off. I was 6 points ahead of the rest of the server, but this Russian scout on my team had 2 dominations and was catching up quick. I had 12 kills, 5 deaths, and 9 assists, and I made that 13 kills with a nice long range throw on this pyro to finish my rap assassin guillotine combo, which also got me a domination point. But this Russian scout kept his momentum up too by staying 6 points behind me still. Then Simon out of nowhere got a bloody free kill streak as well, and he was only 4 points behind me. And then the worst possible thing happened. Simon quick scoped headshot me and got some cap points as well. Now he was only 1 point behind me. Then things got worse. My game started to lag in a 5-second lag spike, stopping me from respawning, and that made me miss these bloody crucial cap points I needed by 1 second. It just looked like the world was against me for this challenge. I then really struggled to find any other people to kill, and then meanwhile Simon overtook me to 39 points. I managed to kill the soldier, but this crit rocket really didn't help my situation as well. Right now, me and Simon were neck and neck with equal points with 40 seconds left. I then played too aggressively, resulting in an early death while Simon continued his kill streak to overtake me by 2 points. The time limit was over on the blue team's capture point, and I needed the red team to capture the point ASAP. Luckily, this went perfectly, allowing me a kill and a defense and an assist in my next life, keeping me only 2 points behind Simon. All I needed was 1 more capture point. I was praying the red team doesn't block the point, and also praying Simon doesn't get 1 more point. I was in the mindset that I would happily take a draw for this challenge, and then against all odds, my dreams came true. Let's go! Let's go! I will take a draw. I will take a draw. Let's go. Oh my god, I finally did it. Oh my god. I ended the game with 15 kills, 10 assists, 7 captures, and 7 defenses, with 20 people on the server. I can't even begin to explain how relieved and happy I was. This was by far the hardest challenge I've ever done, and it was good to see that all the hours of practice have finally paid off. Now, let's look at the strange count for this challenge. We finished the challenge on 853 kills in the flying guillotine, 551 kills on this awfully named rap assassin, and we got 968 assists with 2,963 points in total on my strange grey bands. These numbers are actually insane when you think I've had days where I average 5 to 7 kills per game. And now for the big reveal regarding what I learned about the rap assassin. My competitive friends revealed to me on day 20 that the weapon is now actually banned in competitive TF2. It didn't used to be back when I played, but I quit competitive years ago, so much has changed since. So I technically wasted my time. Or did I? One of the reasons I was successful in my challenge was my improved ability to understand every risk with every position on Harvest and play around those risks, for example, by playing around health kits, dodging sight lines, and only staying near the edges of points in order to avoid soldiers bombing the center of the point. My movement also got so much better, and movement and game sense is something I really struggle with when I play competitive TF2. Back when I played competitive TF2, I was always jokingly nicknamed a DM donkey. This is a player who doesn't miss any shots, but plays really stupid and gets caught out of position all the time. When playing some more competitive TF2 of this challenge, I noticed I took way less risky fights, took more time with my shots, which improved my aim, and put way more thought into my positioning at all times, which made me a much better player. And my logs from these games really backed this up. It just shows that even if you do something completely stupid in this video game for a YouTube video, it will also improve your well-roundedness as a player in both competitive and casual TF2. It also taught me that even a player with 9,000 hours in this game can be stupid enough to not realize he has 75 FOB enabled by accident. If you enjoyed this type of video, you'll really enjoy the similar type of challenge video I made on the top right. Also, subscribe or my chonky seal will eat you.